Good morning all. Guess what? We're out on the WK SXI 125 and we are having the final ride test on this for customer Ryan. Now, as you know, I absolutely love these WK SXIs. They are a gorgeous bike to ride, or gorgeous scooter to ride. Good quality plastics, priced at the same price as the Lexmoto Titan, but good quality plastics. Diablo looking front end, so it's got quite a snazzy front end. You've got them extra little flaps down the front, down there, that just keep the water and the crap off of your feet when you're riding, rather than the traditional step through scooter where it's just slab front and everything coming in from the sides goes all over you. So plastic's good quality. The engine is remarkably well built, really good reliable engine on these, and they've sourced their engines from quite a good company as well. So good reliable engine, simplistic controls, speedo, fuel gauge, time, how many miles you've done. That's all you need. That is literally it. And the only thing that was different was obviously I found out that this down here, the indicator button, if you go right you have to cancel, go left you have to cancel, and if you do right and left together you get the hazard. So that is an all-in-one button. Brilliant idea. It takes a bit of getting used to. Sometimes you can put your hazards on. Yes, I've done it, but for simplistic controls, ease of riding, and it is so comfortable. The seat on this is so super spongy. Love it, absolutely love it. So they're all going off to the Caldecott experience. Well, if you want an experience, get yourself one of these. These are absolutely beaut. A great little scooter for buzzing around town. Great for commuting if you're doing sort of 10 to 20 miles a day. Excuse me. It is lovely and sunny today. What a gorgeous day to be out on the bike riding. Hence why I've got quite a few ride tests lined up for today, but obviously this one, the SXI, so spec on it is really good. The horsepower, can't believe how good the horsepower on is actually up above most of the 125 scooters. And obviously on a CBT you're allowed a certain amount of horsepower. This don't get far off the top. And if you want to check all the spec out, I'm not going to put it all up again, but go and watch my first review of the SXI. All the spec is in there, all the horsepower, the seat height, what I think of these bikes. And as WK said to me, what do you think of it? I can't believe how good this bike is. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and they've used that on quite a few of their posts by WK. What's the suspension like? Look at that. It just soaks up the bumps. Absolutely gorgeous. And we're going to go a different route today. I'm just feeling like getting out and pottering about on the bike and ramping up some mileage. So we're going to do another new route that I've put on my... I keep adding routes. I keep finding little back roads and little extra routes, and I'm thinking, oh, this is quite good. Nice little country roads, and then we go on to housing estate. And you can see it's just, hey, bouncy. Suspension on this is so nice. I would say it's mid to soft, but you feel the bumps, but that suspension is soaking it up, which is what you want. Obviously, big pothole, when you go through a pothole, you don't want it jarring your bones. And believe me, there are a lot of potholes in Milton Keynes. But over speed bumps, look at this, up we go, and down we go, soaks it up, all in its track. So absolutely lovely. And for cornering, it corners well. Now I'm on fresh rubber, dry road, which means I can push it about a little bit. But we're just pottering around the estates, doing different bits and pieces. I think we'll go this way. I'm not even going to choose a route, I'm just going to point it in a direction and go. I'm enjoying it that much. Now, hence I have got my overalls on, but I have got my Kevy armour on underneath, which is one of the things that I want to bring up. Bike gear while I'm riding this SXI. And we had a gentleman in yesterday. I went to buy a set of gloves, okay. And do you want summer gloves, do you want winter gloves, or do you just want just riding gloves? Just tell me what you want. I want cheap pair, okay. And went off to the stock room and I brought out 3 different options. So we had the big, thick winter gloves, as you would call them, with all the carbon plates on the back of the knuckles like you get with all bike gloves now these days. How much are them? They're £45. Oh, too much. Really? Okay. Well, I've got these, which is the ones that I'm wearing. So look down there, I've got the GP. These are summer gloves, but they have titanium mesh in them. They've got rubber on all the fingers. You've got the big carbon knuckle pad. But the bit I like the most about this is this bit here. Double layer hand protection. First thing you're going to do when you go off your bike is to put your hands down. You want some decent protection. They say, how much are them ones? Well, they're £35. Well, too much. I want to. How much? All right. Well, how much do you want to spend? £15. I want 15 on my. You've got one set of hands, and you're gonna basically go the cheapest you can for £15. Well, yes. I got my last set for £5. Right, where did you get them? I got them B&M. Well, B&M don't sell motorcycle gear. No, I got gardening gloves. Okay, well, at least it's some form of protection, but skidding down a road surface at 30 mile an hour, within the first 2 meters you're going to take the palm out of those gloves. Well, yes, I know, I did it last time and cut all my hands, so why are you spending £15 on a pair of gloves? Well, can't afford it. Okay, well, have you got a... what bike do you ride? I ride Honda PCX. Is it a new one or is it a used one? No, new one. I pay a lot of money, HP. Right, so you've opted for all the money for the most expensive bike you can get, and yet you can't afford to buy decent gloves. Well, what should I buy? I mean, get yourself a decent pair of gloves. You're going to need to spend at least £30 to £40 to get a decent pair of gloves. You can get some cheap on eBay, but one set of hands. And then we obviously went on to helmets. I look at second-hand helmet. Don't buy a second-hand helmet. Well, I bought my last one second-hand eBay, £10. Okay, decent helmet. You're looking between £60 to £100. Oh, too much money. Really? Well, and I pointed to my helmet in the back office. That helmet back there, my Drift, £360. Oh, why you buy so much money? Because I've got one head, one brain, and I like to protect what's inside the crash helmet. Okay, your choice. No, I go Halfords. I go looking Halfords. So off he went. So bit of a weird one, that. But as I always say, you're going to go and fork out £4 grand. Where are we going? I think he's thinking where he should be. Right. What are we doing? 15 mile an hour. Come on. So as I always say, you're going to go and spend £4 grand on a bike, yet you're going to scrimp on your motorcycle equipment. Now I know a couple of my biker friends, especially Andy GSA Tractor, and he rides obviously his big BMW 1250 GSA triple black. He has just recently gone out and spent, I think, about £2.5 grand on bike gear for him and his wife, because reason being he wants the best of the best, and travelling at that speed on a big BMW, the last thing you want is to have cheap gear, throw yourself down the road and smash yourself up and end up in hospital. Decent bike gear will give you a decent level of protection, and it obviously make sure you've got approved gear with either the kite mark or the E logos or all the protection logos. But please don't scrimp on the cheapest of everything. If you're on a budget, yes, I've got £200 to spend. Right, you're on a budget. What am I going to spend it on? At least spend it on a decent helmet, a decent pair of gloves, and a decent set of boots. Your leg, you go down and your leg is under the bike, you are going to get scraped down the road. Now I've got me little steely toe protectors on today, Now underneath these overalls I have my Kevy jeans. I live in my Kevlar jeans, my bike jeans, all day, every day in the workshop. Simple reason being, I haven't got to kit up, and if I'm on a 30-mile-an-hour scooter I can just get out and ride. But would I ride in a normal pair of jeans? Absolutely not. Don't go out without my decent bike wear on or my Kevy jeans. And if you tend to watch all my videos or the feeds from Super Sausage, I've always got my Australian bike wear on, my Phillip Island stuff. Will not go out in a jeans and t-shirt like some do on their sports bikes. Absolute big no-no. Something that is definitely not happening. So that is it on bike gear. Don't scrimp, get some decent stuff. Just keeping an eye on my mirrors for incoming traffic, hence why I park to the offside or the near side behind vehicles. Plus, if I can see him in the mirror, he can see me. So the WK SXI, we're 5.4 miles in, enjoying just doing some little bit of riding around the houses from the off though. Up a nice little climb, and it chugs away like a good one. Down the other side we go. But the seating position, angle, the handlebars, everything is absolutely lovely on these WKs. You can tell from my voice, yeah, it soaks up the bumps. Does make you sound really good when you're trying to talk. You sound like Larry the Lamb. But for around town, you can't beat a WK SXI, and obviously the next one up on the level is the MXI, which is the maxi scooter, and we've got those in stock as well. So we've got SXIs in stock, MXIs in stock. We've got a shed load of Titans in. If anybody wants a Titan, then speak to the guys at Eclipse motorcycles. But bang for the buck, this is a gorgeous little scooter. More building works going on, and they're redeveloping all that lot into flats, believe it or not. Oh, the old property developers have moved into Milton Keynes. Right, we are away. Back to the garage shortly. A fun lined up day for me. I have got loads to do. Still got to do the LXR Carbon. Expansion bottle on a BMW, and I will get back and have a go at the bane of my life at the moment. We've got a DT 252 stroker in, and I'm trying to get that running, and it's causing me headaches. How I love two-stroke bikes, yes, not. Around the corner we go. But for puddling around town, great little scoot, does the job, absolutely lovely. As you can tell, I do love these WKs, and I'm not the sort of scooter loving 125 person. I don't mind riding them, I really enjoy it, but oh, to be out on my big GTR today, that would be nice. Braking is good on this, but if you're thinking of a WK, go and look at my first review. So every customer that buys a bike from us gets a little review, gets to watch me waffling on and riding their bike at the appropriate speed, puddling around town at 30 mile an hour. Now first service, obviously 500 miles, 45 to 45 mile an hour until your first service. Get your first service out the way, and then you can up the speed. 50. First 3,000 with the WK, it's about 2.5, but we normally say 2.5 to 3,000. Get it in earlier if you can. And then once you get used to using these indicators, cancelling when you turn, which you should do anyway, doing all your shoulder checks, etc., mirror checks, you will get used to it. But for running around, ease of use, maintenance, the OBD socket's right under your right leg, nice and easy to get into it. And the speedo's very easy to read, 10 o'clock. Basically 45 is 30 mile an hour, that's all you've got to remember. I did come up with a suggestion, someone actually used it. Get yourself some Tipex or some little bits of white pinstripe tape and do the clocks here and mark it 30, 40, 50 up here, so when your needle's in line you know, 30, 40, 50, 60. Fourth line, 60. But you can sort of do a little Tipex dot, you can do another little line of something. Look at the state of this road with all these potholes. Does it soak it up? Of course it does. Roads in Milton Keynes now are getting atrocious. There's more potholes now than there is tarmac. But let's get a speed run in. Here we go. Opening it up. There we go. 45 mile an hour, and it's sitting pretty. It's not even. It just want. Keep an eye on that speedo. It just wants to go a little bit faster every time you ride the damn thing. Hence, all the horsepower on these is better than a normal scooter. And as I said with the MXI, it did run away with me a couple of times, sitting in, waffling on, looking down at the speedo, thinking, oh, it's nearer the 50. But so far, every single customer that's had a SXI or an MXI, no issues whatsoever. And in the sort of 3 or 4 months that we've been pushing the WK brand out, I've not had one bike back. The only thing we did find is obviously the rear hugger on these is very close to the wheel, and if you don't adjust it right, the wheel can smack the hugger. But that is something that should be checked when you do your PDI, your pre-delivery inspection, just checking that everything is good. Are you going round or are you going right? That's alright, I am going a bit fast out the gate there. And as usual, Wednesday morning, it's shopping morning. Look, Tesco's is absolutely ram-packed. Traffic coming out of there. Right, back to the garage we go for the obligatory cup of coffee. And I might even get a chance to have a cigarette now. 8 miles on the clock. All done. Bolt check, wash, clean, ACF 50, and then get all the paperwork done for the customer. So if you enjoyed the SXI review, me waffling on like normal, as I always do. We'll see you on the live stream Friday if you're about. Keep an eye out for the LXR SE Carbon. That's the next video in the series. Till the next time, we're out riding with RB on another road test. Be well, ride safe, and from myself, it's a big goodbye from me. Oh look, RB's bike.